Welcome back. Now, on the 1st of October, which is Thursday, Nigeria will be 55 years old. 55. That's a very ripe age. We're going to be talking about Nigeria at 55 and, of course, all of our issues that always need sorting. I have here with me two very special guests. Dr. Atiba is a lawyer. He's here with me. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
And, of course, editor, Legal Nigeria, Adedumade Oniboku. Thanks for coming.
Pleasure to be here.
Let's start with you now, Tokbe. I mean, it's something we say every year. You know, looking back at Nigeria at 55, we've called the country all sorts of names. We're crawling as a giant. We're still a baby at 55. You know, is this year any different for you?
Oh well, there's no much difference really between what's happening this year and what has been happening before now. But what I think would stand us apart now is the fact that, for the first time in a very long period, it seems like Nigeria is finally on the right trajectory towards getting its act together. Now, do we have anything to celebrate in the 55 years? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if we should be marking anything this year. It should be as modest and as simple as possible. But then again, if this government can actually actualize all the campaign promises that we have, I'm sure that we'll be on the right path to where we should be. Of course, we are not there yet.
Yeah. He's talked about being on the right path there and talking about promises. One of the promises, of course, like I mentioned with his first guest, is about forming a government. And a lot of people have said that things have been a little too slow with the current president and the government and all of that. You know, it's almost as if he's doing things on his terms without necessarily caring anymore about the promises he made with the first 100 days in office, the first 3 months, you know, with ministers coming this month and all of that. Are you agreeing with him that we're on the right path?
Definitely, we are on the right path. I don't agree, though, that we'd have nothing to celebrate. We have a lot to celebrate. It's been 55 years. Wow, come on. Some countries are split in between that time. Some didn't even live up to that time. We have challenges, yes. And like you said, we are on the right path to facing them squarely. So I think that alone is something to be thankful for in the first place. And now, in the sense of are we really on the right track? Which track are we on, actually? Are we on the democracy track that says, oh, now we have a government, now we have economies, policies in place that may be taking us somewhere? Are we going anywhere? In that regard, I feel there's so much we have to do. Come on, 55 years and we are still talking about power. Children in other countries are building things, you know, building spaceships, building, okay, the children are building spaceships, but the countries are building spaceships. The children are being taught to do things our children here can never even fathom, because basic things like electricity is not even working for us yet. So it's a two-way street. We can celebrate, but yeah, you know, the sooner we begin to run and stop walking to where we're going, and it will maybe even fly, then the better.
So, Preda, there's something I want to talk about, because in the last 5, 6, 7 years, Nigeria's path basically has been distorted completely by terrorism, something that a lot of us growing up never thought would be a part of our history, you know. We always watch these things on TV in the Middle East and other parts of the world, and I always thought, nah, it could never happen here. Nigerians don't kill themselves for no reason, but it has become a reality now, and it's something that we live with every day. Things might be looking a little better these days with, you know, we've reclaimed territory, you know, the numbers of bomb attacks are maybe not as frequent as they used to be, but they are still a part of our reality. And that brings, of course, the talk about internally displaced people. They are scattered all over the country, especially in the north and the northeast. And a lot of attention hasn't been paid to them. I think the last time people actually tried to talk about them was during the elections, because we wanted to know how they were going to vote and all of that. But since then, nobody even, how are they faring? How are they feeding? You know, what are your thoughts on the IDPs?
My brother, I won't lie to you, it's quite disheartening. I hate to sound like a pessimist, but the stories I've heard from the Northeast, the IDP camps, the pictures I've seen, the video clips I've seen on YouTube, you know, that most of our TV stations, I don't know why, have not really been showing. You know, few stations have shown some clips. They're absolutely disheartening. You know, a situation whereby you see internally displaced persons in camps set up by the government being fed with shovels. you know, being served on paper, on cartons, and you know, it's totally disheartening, dehumanizing. The conditions are totally appalling. Now we have, by the estimates that you see figures ranging between 1.5 million and 3 point something million internally displaced persons. Of this number, you have less than 1 million in internally displaced people's camps. Now, the government can only do so much in fighting, you know, this terrorists and pushing them out of the communities. Of course, we know we need that so that people can go back to their communities and start their lives. But in the intervening period, the places where we keep them and the quality of life that we give them, the quality of Medicare that we give them, the quality of education, if any, that the children of these people are going through in the intervening period is also very important, and nobody is saying anything about it. We need to shine the light on what is going on in these camps. For instance, recently, one of the camps was attacked by the terrorists. Now, if people have run away from their villages to come to a place where you have called a safe haven for them, and in this short period, you cannot still guarantee their safety, then where is safe for them at the end of the day? So I feel that beyond all the rhetorics of government, you know, the things that we say to get votes before the elections, we should go back and really look at the challenges. The last administration raised about 58 billion, if I'm correct.
Yes.
You know, out of the endowment fund or something, the IDP support fund, 58 billion. I know UNICEF also gave about $28 million or thereabouts. You know, so where is this money going? We have to ask questions. We have to see, let us see how the monies are being spent. Who is the money allocated to? I know that NEMA is highly involved in these things. We know that the Red Cross, you know, they have a part to play. We know that the state emergency teams to have some roles to play. But what is going on in those camps, my brother, is absolutely appalling. And I think more Nigerians should probably speak up on behalf of these people. Maybe when we speak up, when we agitate further, then maybe the government's attention will be drawn to it. We've seen this happen before in the case of the police. You know, and then we saw the transformation that happened in the police college. Maybe when you go there and you see the things for yourselves, you see the condition of these people for yourself, then maybe that time somebody will be moved enough to take action to make sure that while they're in the IDP camps, they have the best which we can offer them.
Yeah.